Okay, I don't know how soon I will be able to get this video up. Um, Having a lot of trouble with my cell phone signal. This phone trying to transition constantly between 5G and 4G is disrupting everything. And until I decide how to best remedy that, um, I will tell you right now, if there was any way that I could avoid 5G altogether, I would do that because I really believe it is not healthy for the body. And as long as we need these bodies to have this experience, um, I will tell you that I believe it's harmful. Just one second. Okay, so air conditioner has stopped running momentarily, so we will begin. It's really funny how sometimes I think, boy, I really should, sorry, I got a hair there somewhere. I really should record something. I really should write something. I really should have some very inspiring words of wisdom to share, or wish that I had. And, um, go through the whole chastising myself for not being more dutiful in my spiritual studies. And then I sit down and start reading through A Course in Miracles, or that seems to be the one that does it for me, A Course in Miracles, and also the commentary from Jesus by Tina Louise Spalding. It's absolutely incredible, and I I cannot express my gratitude enough for the work that she does. So here I am reading lesson 207, and it is a review of lesson 187. And I'm going to share this with you because it is what I'm inspired to speak about. So 187 was, I bless the world because I bless myself. And it is still in the succession of, I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. I bless the world because I bless myself. God's blessing shines upon me from within my heart, where He abides. I need but turn to Him, and every sorrow melts away, as I accept His boundless love for me. I read that and it chokes me up because it was impressed upon me earlier today while I was mowing grass that so much of what goes on in the world that we believe we are in, that we seem to be living in, is because we are afraid of love. We are afraid of love. And I'm going to touch upon this a little bit. Christians who know the Old Testament, Christians who know some of the earliest teachings, if we look at this, we have been taught to fear God. We've been taught to fear God. God is love. It is all around us. It is in our world in every nook and cranny and aspect. We fear love. We are taught that we are bad. We are taught to hide who we truly are. We are taught that who we truly are would never possibly be good enough. From the earliest moments, we are taught that we are not enough, that we must be different than we are. Everything is one choice, to align with love or not. To align with love or not. We have been taught, you know, if we believe that we are not enough, if we believe that we are so flawed, if we believe what the world wants us to believe about ourselves, it is the beginning of treacherousness. It is the beginning of, I see all the time in my personal life and my personal journey, my small self's personal journey, I see how people lie to themselves, lie to others. And it is so subtle that many wouldn't even call these lies. But what they are is slight changes that they make in themselves, in their behaviors, in their approach, in their speech, in their whatever. Changes that they make so that they will look better to someone else. I will tell you that there are times when we do need to exercise caution in our speak. Not for the reason of how we are perceived by that one we are speaking to, but because we want to do no harm. So there is always the, how do I communicate this message without doing harm? If possible, how do I communicate this message as gently and lovingly as I can? But the intent in that is love. The intent is not an egoic manipulation of how I will look to that one I'm speaking to or the others who happen to overhear me. Genuineness and integrity of self. These are the things that we have been trained out of. These are the things that we have been taught are bad. And then we wonder why so many are dysfunctional, why we have so many mental illnesses and so many really unhappy individuals. We have been led completely away from our joy, which is our divine beauty, perfectly created as an image of God. The image of God that I reflect is different than the one that you reflect. And we all collectively reflect God. Many different aspects of God. On the divine level of love. The things that do not align with love are not God, are not of God. Those things are of the world. Those things are of flesh, as Christians would say. Those things are material and do not last. They are fleeting. They are specks of nothing in a vast nothingness. When we align with our loving, creative, beautifying manifestations that come from that place of our soul's journey and connection to source of all things, when we do that, we don't age. We are blissful. We are free. Absolutely free. we realize we are here to have fun. We are here to have fun in this experience of limitation. How much fun can we have when we are so limited, when we are so strapped and restricted by flesh, beliefs, concepts, thoughts? But we can still have incredible, joyous experiences. Okay, the air conditioner has stopped again, so I want to point something out because it's really interesting. If you guys see this scar I have right here between my eyebrows, do you see that? It's in the shape of a horseshoe. And I happen to have horseshoes here behind me. In some faiths, horseshoes are a symbol of protection. And as I was sitting here waiting for the air conditioner to stop running, I looked at my reflection here and I was like, oh yeah, look, there's my horseshoe. So I guess that means my pineal gland is well protected, since I have a horseshoe right there. Interesting. Okay. I want to come back to this, what the 187 lesson was. I bless the world because I bless myself, and I want to get into this just a little bit deeper. I bless the world because I bless myself. When I love myself, when I care enough to love all that I am, even the pieces I'm working on, when I care enough to love all of them, I then can love everything else that appears to be outside of me, which of course we know nothing is outside of us. Everything is happening in God, and we are all that. And so nothing is really happening outside of us, even though the illusion is very, very convincing. I bless the world because I bless myself. You know, I've heard many things. I posted something on Facebook today that was a quote by, a famous actress, and she had said, you're always going to be too much something for someone. Going to be too loud, going to be too soft, going to be too this or too that. And what if we started being just exactly right for ourselves, to ourselves? What if we saw ourselves as absolutely perfect, even as we are working through our stuff? Because we are. I am perfectly me in this moment. I am the perfect image of who I am meant to be in this moment. Why? Because I am in this moment, having this experience. And so it is perfect. Many Eastern faiths are built upon a premise similar to this. When anyone says, I should have, or I shouldn't have, or that shouldn't have, wish it hadn't, I always say, how do you know it was the right thing? And they look at me and I say, because it happened. That is how we know it is right, because it is. Because it is. Simply that. And then it becomes, what's next? This is what it is. Here it is. What will I do with it? What will I do with it? Will I remember my Father? Will I remember Christ's example and teaching? What will I do with this moment, this now, this? All this text over and over and over reiterates, and the whole purpose is to daily remember who we are, to daily reflect upon God, because when we know God, we know ourselves in our true form. We are divine love, having an experience of limitation. There is only one choice ever, in any moment: align with love or not. And it looks different, but it isn't. It does not mean that I always do what is good, safe, enjoyable for someone else. It also means, how do I love myself and still be as loving as I can in this situation to whomever else is involved? That is good. It is good to love ourselves. Word of caution: we do have to be mindful of our intentions. If our actions or desires take advantage of others, that is not loving ourselves, because what we do to someone else, we are doing to ourselves. And that is true, because there's no difference between me and you. We just look different. We might sound different. In spirit, we are no different. In spirit, we are all that. We are all that. Just different colors of that. Different light reflections of that. Different energetic imprints of that. With distinction, with honors, with brilliance. No one any better than the other. We are all loved the same by that one that thought us into existence. When we know that one, the attributes of that one, that is how we know. So much more than any education system can teach us. When we connect with that on a heart level, on a Christ consciousness level, well, it's kind of one and the same. When we connect with Source to the best of our ability, we are in Christ consciousness. Because all that is required is a real desire to do that and be that. Seek ye first the kingdom. I say it all the time, seek ye first the kingdom. We could have stopped with that. It starts and stops, and that's all we need. Seek ye first the kingdom. Seek first the one. Seek first God. If you seek God, you will find that God is within. You cannot seek God and not find him within. There are a lot of frustrating things going on today. And I know that it cannot be just my experience. And so I'm sending all of you love. I'm sending all of you love. Because in sending you love, I send it to myself. So now that the air conditioner has stopped again, okay, so because I am willing to love myself, I am able to love you. There was a second part to that, but while the air conditioner was running, I had too big a delay and I have forgotten, so I might come back to that. If there is something about me that is unloving, then it is my choice if I want to do something about that to change it. We do have the ability to change the ideas in our minds, the beliefs that we hold. We do have the ability to do things to influence the body. And sometimes those changes feel very good. The second part of that was, if I am genuine and authentic with you, then I am extending to you the invitation for you to be also. If I feel safe to express my authenticity, I am then displaying that it is safe for others to do that with me also. How many times have we heard the saying, be the change you want to see in the world? That is true. Because we are co-creating, in a sense, the world. So when we change our minds, our beliefs, our behaviors, then because of that shift, it changes everything. I touch someone else touches someone else, and on and on and on. And we can actually spread a good influence in the world where others have spread less beneficial influences in the world. In peace and love, may you be blessed.